We have lived in our home for more than 30 years, and when we began, we had a lot of light, a lot of lawn. This is my one little lawn area. This St. Augustine was hit a couple of years ago with take-all root rot, and earlier this year we talked about the necessity of putting down 1 inch of Canadian peat over the top of it, watering it in. This stands as testimony to it. Now we have a problem, and here it is right here. It's a weed that has invaded. This is called dichondra. Some people erroneously call this dollar weed, but these leaves are much smaller. I'm going to have to address that with a broadleaf weed killer containing 2,4-D, and I will do that and get rid of the dichondra before long. The St. Augustine, meanwhile, will continue to grow. Now we have so much shade here that I've gone to ground covers. I'll show them to you close up. Asian jasmine to my right, English ivy to my left, purple winter creeper, euonymus to my left, and then the most shade tolerant of all, mondo grass or monkey grass up under the heavy shade.
So I don't claim to be an orchid specialist. Matter of fact, on the way to our shoot today, we actually broke the orchid off, our little demo orchid. But Dotty Woodson's going to help me take care of this plant with a little help from our friends at Scott's Miracle-Gro. Dotty, give me the scoop here now, because I want this baby to survive. It's like my 4th or 5th orchid. I've never been able to keep one alive.
Well, the main thing is to understand it's a tropical plant and understand that the root system is different than any other plant you've ever grown.
Okay.
If you look at this root system here, the true root is inside the spongy tissue. And this spongy tissue helps the orchid cling to a tree or a rock. The most common problem people run into is either overwatering them because they water them too frequently because the top looks dry but it's still wet down on the inside, or they have them sitting in water and the water, the potting material, is wicked up and creates an overwatering situation.
I can imagine that was probably my problem. And I've never used a fertilizer before with my orchids. That may have been an issue as well.
Right.
How do we use
Well,
this?
that was nice of Scott's to give you this, and it's nice of them to label a plant food, orchid food. Every other week after watering, you want to put the liquid fertilizer on them. While they're in bloom, you want to put them in your house where you can enjoy them, or your office the most. On your desk, on your kitchen counter, you know, where you will enjoy them the most.
Sure.
And then after they finish blooming, you cut the bloom stem off. It's going to rebloom a second time on that bloom stem. It's going to just cut it down low onto the plant.
We've got our beautiful orchid. This is a phalaenopsis, and I know there's some other varieties that are popular too. So
Yes.
Can you describe some of the others?
Yeah, oncidiums are very easy to grow and bloom in this area. This happens to be a butterfly oncidium, and this is really, really neat. It mimics a papilla butterfly in nature.
Beautiful.
And the papilla butterfly will land on it and get it pollinated. Vandas are easy to grow, but they need a lot of light, the vandas.
And these are
Yes,
events.
these vandas are up here, blooming way, way up here because they need more light than the phalaenopsis.
Thank you so much. Dotty Woodson from Texas AgriLife Extension. You can find out more about Dotty and her orchid greenhouse here in Fort Worth at our website, digindfw.com.